At just 16 years old, Alara made a deal with a goddess, a deal that gave her unimaginable beauty but took away something she would spend the rest of her life wishing she could get back. This is the tragic story of Alara, the girl who traded her future for beauty. Long ago, in a forgotten village hidden deep within the forests of Nigeria, there lived a frail girl named Alara. From the day she was born, people whispered that something was wrong with her. She was weak. She was often sick, and she could barely keep up with children her age, while other children laughed and played in the fields. Her parents grew tired of caring for her. Every illness brought more worry. Every day seemed harder than the last. Slowly, their concern turned into disappointment, and their disappointment became resentment. They no longer saw a daughter. They saw a burden.
One cold night, they made a terrible decision. While Alara slept, they carried her deep into the forest, far from home, far from safety, far from anyone who could help. When she finally woke up, she was alone. The darkness surrounded her. Strange sounds echoed through the trees. Her parents were gone. Gone. Abandoned. Forgotten. Tears streamed down her face. She wandered through the endless forest. Weak, hungry, afraid. Hour after hour, she walked, not knowing where she was going, not knowing if she would survive. But what happened next would change her life forever. Just when she thought she could walk no further, she discovered something extraordinary. A hidden lake. The water shimmered like silver beneath the moonlight. Flowers glowed along the shore. The air itself felt magical. And then she saw her. A woman stood upon the water, beautiful beyond imagination. Her skin glowed like gold. Her eyes sparkled like stars. Her presence filled the forest with light. I am Aurelia, the goddess of beauty. Alara fell to her knees. The words meant little to Alara. She was too young to understand. She only wanted acceptance. She only wanted love. She only wanted to be wanted. So, she agreed. The goddess stretched out her hand. A brilliant golden light exploded across the lake. Magic swirled around Alara, brighter and brighter and brighter. The goddess looked deep into her heart. I know your pain. I know what it feels like to be rejected. Tears filled Alara's eyes. No one wants me. They hate how weak I am. They hate how I look. The goddess nodded. What if I could change all of that? Alara looked up. What do you mean? The goddess smiled. I can make you beautiful, more beautiful than any woman who has ever lived, for the first time in years. Alara felt hope. But then, the goddess raised her hand. Nothing comes without a price. What must I give? Alara asked. The goddess answered. Your ability to have children. You will never become a mother. Then, everything became still. When the light faded, Alara looked into the water and gasped. The reflection staring back at her was breathtaking. Every flaw had vanished. She had become beautiful, more beautiful than she had ever imagined. The bargain was complete.
When Alara returned to her village, no one recognized her. People stopped what they were doing. Mothers stared. Children stared. Even the village elders stared. The same people who once ignored her could not take their eyes off her.
Then something unexpected happened. Her parents came running. Tears filled their eyes. They begged for forgiveness. The very people who abandoned her now welcomed her home. For the first time in her life, Alara felt important. And for a while, she believed she had made the right choice. Years passed. Stories about Alara spread across the kingdom. Travelers spoke of her beauty. Poets wrote songs about her. Artists painted her portrait. People traveled for miles just to see her. Her beauty became legendary. Eventually, a handsome prince heard about Alara. When he saw her, he was captivated. Before long, he asked for her hand in marriage, and Alara said yes. Their wedding was celebrated throughout the kingdom. Music filled the streets. Drums echoed through the palace. People danced. People laughed. People celebrated for days. It seemed like a dream come true. Alara finally had everything she ever wanted. Or, so she thought. Years passed, and one question began to haunt the palace. Where was the heir? Why were there no children? Doctors searched for answers. Healers tried every remedy they knew. Every prayer was spoken. Every hope was tested. But nothing worked, because the price had already been paid. At first, Alara tried not to think about it. She still had her beauty, her palace, her wealth, her crown. But something inside her was changing. Slowly, an emptiness began to grow. An emptiness that beauty could not fill. She watched other women become mothers. She watched children take their first steps. She watched families gather during celebrations. She watched grandparents laugh with grandchildren. And every time she watched, her heart grew heavier, because she knew she could never have what they had. One evening, Alara saw a young mother teaching her daughter how to walk. The little girl stumbled, then laughed. The mother laughed too, and wrapped her daughter in a warm embrace. Alara froze. Something inside her broke. For the first time, she truly understood what she had sacrificed. Beauty had given her admiration. Beauty had given her wealth. Beauty had given her status. But beauty could never give her the family she longed for. The years continued to pass. Her husband grew old. Friends grew old. Entire generations came and went. Yet Alara remained unchanged. Still young. Still beautiful. Still alone. The beauty she once treasured had become a reminder of what she had lost. Years later, with tears in her eyes, Alara returned to the enchanted lake. The same silver waters, the same glowing flowers, the same moonlit forest. Only this time, she did not come seeking beauty. She came seeking forgiveness.
The water began to glow. Golden light rose into the air. And once again, the goddess of beauty appeared. Alara immediately fell to her knees. Please, take it back. I don't want the beauty anymore. I want the life I could have had. The goddess looked at her sadly. I warned you, every gift has a price. I was too young to understand. Alara whispered. The goddess nodded. Many people are. They chase what shines, without realizing what they are leaving behind. Then she spoke one final truth. People often sacrifice what truly matters, for things that only appear valuable. And with those words, the goddess vanished forever.
Alone once again, Alara looked into the lake. Her reflection stared back at her. Perfect, flawless, beautiful. And yet, she had never felt more empty. For the first time in her life, she saw beauty for what it truly was. A gift, but not the greatest gift. Because some things are far more valuable than appearance. Some things give life meaning. Some things give life purpose. And once they are gone, they can never be recovered. Never trade away what truly matters for temporary admiration. The things that bring the deepest happiness are often the things we fail to appreciate until they are gone. What would you have chosen? Beauty, or the chance to build a family? Tell me in the comments, and follow for more unforgettable stories.